Hi. Hello. Good evening, everyone. How are you doing tonight? Woo! What a fabulous event. And I'm so grateful that I'm here with you tonight on this stage performing for you on behalf of Lunart. My name is Ivo Grčić, and I'm the founder and artistic director of Lunart, and I will be playing with you tonight with Satoko Hayami, my longtime friend and collaborator. And we have a really special piece for you tonight. So every year, just a little bit about Lunart, every year we have an international call for scores. And in 2019, we got this beautiful submission from Unique Tanzil, a composer we're going to present tonight. We had her here in Madison, and when I heard her music and her perform, I was like, oh my God, like Lunart has to commission a piece from her, because I know in 10 years she's going to be a hot composer. She's already in LA doing film music for like Incredibles. She has a degree from Berkeley. And from Juilliard. She's just fabulous. So we commissioned her for last year's festival, and we premiered this specific piece, Hues of Spring, at the Lunart of 2022. And Satoko and I had an honor to do a world premiere of this piece, which you're going to hear tonight. So this piece is a beautiful crossover of like classical and jazz music, because she's a classically trained pianist, but also a jazz musician, which is absolutely fabulous. When I asked her to write this piece, she told me that she was really actually inspired by New York and by US. She's from Indonesia, and she said when she moved to US, she actually never experienced 4 seasons. It was all the time summer there. So for her, seeing all these colors and temperature changes and people changing outfits and mood, it was really inspirational for her. So this piece represents her experience and her emotions being in New York for the first time. So I really hope you enjoy it. Unique and Tanzil, Hues of Spring.
Wow, what an act to follow. Thank you. It's a joy to welcome you all, including our virtual guests tonight. It's wonderful that we can all be here together. Thank you again, Loon Arts, for the amazing music. That was just beautiful. I'm Christine Barden, Chair of the Madison Community Foundation Board of Governors. My husband Chris and I join many of you, in fact, everyone here wearing a teal ribbon, as members of the Legacy Society. I'm also a shareholder in the Trust and Estates Department of Reinhardt Law Firm here in Madison and lead of the Reinhardt Family Office Group. As a professional advisor, I have a unique perspective on the value that the Madison Community Foundation plays in preserving wealth and in serving our clients. Recently, I joined the second MCF cohort of local advisors earning their Chartered Advisor in Philanthropy, or CAP credential. While there's a little more homework than I anticipated, I'm enjoying learning more about why people give. It will help me have deeper conversations with my clients, as well as develop better tools and strategies to help them meet their charitable goals. I'm thrilled to work with the wonderful board and staff of your community foundation. My board colleagues, now pictured on the screens, are talented, generous, and completely committed to the Madison Community Foundation. The same is true of our staff. They give their all to this organization and our community every single day. I'd like to ask the board and staff to stand, please, so we can thank them. But most of all, I want to thank you, our donors, our fund holders, and our Legacy Society members. Together, during 2022, you made gifts to the Madison Community Foundation ranging in size from $5 to $11 million. You are the heart of what we do, supporting the greater Madison area and hundreds of outstanding nonprofits. If you are an individual fund holder, if you represent a nonprofit fund holder, or if you are a member of our Legacy Society, would you please stand? Tonight we celebrate each of you. Thank you. Now we'd like to pause and share a video featuring a fund holder and Legacy Society member. Her story is about honoring the memory of someone lost by supporting the things they cared about, continuing the experiences that were shared together, and creating opportunities for our neighbors to thrive.
Darren and I met at the Dane County Airport at the check-in counter. He used the worn-out expression, "Don't I know you from somewhere?" And I said no, and it was early in the morning. And I thought, oh God, why is this person talking to me at this hour of the morning? And so that sort of ended that, because I don't say anything before 9 o'clock in the morning. And then we found each other across the aisle, and he asked me, did I want to do breakfast sometime before work? And I said, no, I'm not a morning person. Darren and I shared a lot of same values. We believed in being kind, doing the right thing, working for social justice, keeping friendships going, and getting people together. We both like to travel, and we travel the world together. Darren ran his own film and video production company called Appleseed Productions. Darren would have encouraged me to do this video because he was a do-gooder. He called his company Appleseed because he wanted to spread goodness, good works. I decided to start 2 endowment funds as part of my legacy plan. If you have a spouse die and you have to go through all the probate and closing an estate, I think it gives you a different perspective about what you want your legacy to be and how you want it to be directed. I read once, the bill to the undertaker should bounce. So if there's money left, I want it to go where I want it to go. And so, but I have been able to start 2 funds, one for Madison Public Library and the other for early music education for Madison Public Schools. Music played a large part in Darren and my life, so I'd like to train the next generation of musicians. I've liked libraries since I was a little kid, so it's just something that's been ingrained in me. I earned a master's degree from the UW-Madison in Library and Information Studies, and I was on the South Central Library Board for 12 years. I actually have worked, with and for libraries for a long time. It's access for a lot of people, and I was very proud to be able to give a sizable amount to building the new Penny Library because of the, population it served. And both Darren and I believed in education, reading, and to open up that world to other people just in their imaginations, which certainly libraries provide. I use both of our names on the funds because even if I'm giving it away now, it's both of our money. Madison Community Foundation has made it very easy to establish funds. It's a relationship with an organization that I actually believe in, and I think they're very good and very professional, so I've been pleased. Philanthropy became more important to me after Darren died because it's a way to remember him. If Darren were alive, he would have done this video, and I would have hid. I don't like the limelight. And so the intent of Appleseed Production was to plant seeds and watch them grow and look at the fruit that it bore. So I'm hoping that the legacy I leave actually produces or sprouts good deeds. I think it's true that you receive more when you give. I would give people, the clothes off my back. I thank Madison Community Foundation for helping me realize that vision now while I'm still alive. It's been very rewarding.
Our thanks to Anne Iwata for sharing her and Darren's story with us tonight. And now I'd like to reflect on several of the Community Foundation's successes this past year, which of course we want to share with all of you. The following are a few numbers out of our 2022 annual report, copies of which are at your table, and we have additional copies available on your way out if you'd like to take an extra. We encourage you to take it home or to share it with someone you think might be interested. In 2022, we welcomed 34 new funds, including one that supports the International Crane Foundation. Our Legacy Society grew to 279 members who've included Madison Community Foundation in their estate plans to benefit the causes they value. And we received nearly $28 million in donations. We are so honored by the trust that you place in your community's foundation. As you know, 2022 was also a challenging year for the financial markets. While MCF is not immune to these downturns, our portfolios did remarkably well in comparison. Thanks to our Chief Investment Committee and Common Fund, the Community Foundation's Chief Investment Officer, I'm pleased to note that MCF's portfolios outperformed both their respective benchmarks and the market. Our diversified portfolio was down 8.7% compared to the S&P, which was down over 18%. Our goal is to perform in the top quartile with respect to our peer community foundations across the country. And our performance put us in the top 10%. While no one likes to see, absolutely. And while no one likes to see negative investment results, we are intensely proud of our relative performance. But most importantly, together with our donors and fund holders, this past year we distributed nearly $19 million to benefit causes near and far. Approximately 17 million of those distributions were advised by fund holders. The remaining 2 million were advised by MCF staff, board, and community members through our community impact and field of interest funds. I'd like to share 3 examples of these grants. We awarded $300,000 to Boys and Girls Clubs of Dane County to build an endowment for the McKenzie Regional Workforce Center, which will offer training in the building trades for local youth and is set to open this summer. In the arts, we provided $40,000 to the Public Market Foundation for art that celebrates historically underrepresented communities. And finally, we awarded $150,000 to the Urban League of Greater Madison for the Black Business Hub and Hub Accelerator program, which will support Black entrepreneurship and increase job opportunities in South Madison. These are just 3 of 85 grants made in 2022, which continue to move our community forward. We have an extraordinary nonprofit community doing extraordinary things. By partnering with your community foundation, you all, our fund holders, our donors, our Legacy Society members, are making this and so much more possible. Thank you.
Sorry about that transition. I was thinking, I think I'm supposed to be to the side of the stage right now. Thank you very much, Christine. Speaking of making things possible, this year is the 30th anniversary of a Fund for Women. MCF, yeah. Madison Community Foundation is certainly very proud to host this fund and support this amazing community of donors and fund holders. I'd like to pause and ask each of you to think of a woman who has been influential in your life. Maybe it was your mother or grandmother, a teacher, an author, or a historical figure. Next, I want you to think about a barrier she faced. Maybe she raised children on her own, or she had less opportunity or income because of her gender. Or maybe she was denied education or the right to vote. Maybe she faced several of these. A Fund for Women is about overcoming these barriers. 30 years ago, 100 women came together and gave $1,000 each to create a $100,000 endowment. That fund gives away $100,000 each and every year now. It helps women achieve their full potential through education and job training and financial literacy. The fund, of course, continues to grow in numbers of supporters, asset size, and impact, and we are so grateful to all who are making this possible. I'm going to ask people to raise their hands. If you have a named endowment for a Fund for Women or have a Fund for Women in your estate plan, can you please raise your hand and keep it up? Raise them high. If you have given to one of the many endowments that comprise a Fund for Women, please raise your hand. And if you care about the issues women still face today, please raise your hand. Thank you all for your commitment to the needs of women and girls. Now we're going to share a special video about a Fund for Women's 30th anniversary.
30 years ago, leaders of Madison Community Foundation invited a group of women to use the collective power of their philanthropy to advance the lives of women and girls in our community. 100 women answered the call by giving $1,000 each, and through their generosity and others, a Fund for Women was established.
Madison Community Foundation has been committed to supporting women and girls in our community for 30 years. When women and girls thrive in a community, it benefits everyone.
A small group of women got together because they were concerned that women weren't being asked to give. We needed to do something to advance women's philanthropy. And that's when we invited Jane Coleman to be one of 30 women from across the country, national leaders, to talk about what is the future of women's philanthropy. Jane went, and on the car coming home, she said, we've got to start a women's fund in Madison.
Our goal was to address women and children. The second was to help women gain an identity as philanthropists. And the third was that we'd have fun.
The Fund for Women was really meant to be something different. A fund for women was to focus on a different population.
Women are half of the population, and we have to look at and own philanthropy in order to make society better. It's just as simple as that.
And we had to develop the idea about how to encourage women to look at women's issues and what those kinds of issues were, actually.
Decades ago, I was a single mother. I went to a job interview and I was asked if I was planning on having more children. I went to the bank to get a mortgage, and the banker actually laughed at me. But those were the kinds of battles we had to fight at that time.
It was just an idea that grew, and as I gathered people and interest, there was a feeling at that time that it was time to do something.
My main role with AFFW was to inspire women to recognize the value and self-worth of every woman. And even though many women were very affluent, others were not, they all had gifts that they could lend to other women.
But the idea is you empower the woman to give to what she wants to do. And we knew if they were empowered as philanthropists, they would do special things for women and girls.
I mean, a lot of older women who never gave that a thought suddenly kind of, sat up and said, well, I have an opinion and I have some money.
Women giving to women has really grown. I think now women are more comfortable having their own opinions and expressing them individually, and I think that's a good thing. Women make up half the population. It's nice if everybody knows what we think.
Today, this permanent endowment distributes over $100,000 each year and has granted more than $1.3 million to remove barriers and provide educational and economic advancement, safe haven and housing, and family-supporting careers.
A Fund for Women aims to reduce these inequities and transform our communities so that women and girls have an opportunity to thrive and reach their full potential.
A Fund for Women is currently working with vital community partners to advance the lives of women and girls in our community. A Fund for Women partnered with the Latino Academy of Workforce Development to launch Dane County's first Spanish language-based Women in the Workplace Mentorship Program, which empowers Latina women to successfully prepare for and secure family-sustaining work. The fund also supported the UW-Madison's Odyssey Project, a life-changing initiative that empowers adults to overcome adversity and pursue higher education. A Fund for Women helped provide wraparound support for meals, childcare, transportation, textbooks, and emergency needs, so students could focus on their education and forge a path out of poverty.
So you're walking to go get advice from your guidance counselor as you pursue your dreams. And I remember sitting in the room and my guidance counselor telling me I wasn't college material. Those words just shot straight at my heart. It hurt real bad. Through the UW Odyssey Project and A Fund for a Woman, I am currently at Madison College. I graduate in the spring. I will be transferring to UW-Madison, and I will be majoring in creative writing and Chinese. Through Odyssey and through the Fund for Women, I was allowed to express my voice, that I mattered.
Additionally, A Fund for Women partnered with the Progress Center for Black Women, which offers co-working space in Madison and creates powerful communities of Black women who lead, do, and own. A Fund for Women supported the center's Under One Roof program, which offers women and their families counseling, education, and other critical resources.
I created the Progress Center for Black Women because I really wanted to create a space that poured into Black women, especially fully. I wanted to create a space where you walk in, you felt sort of wrapped in this love. But a Fund for Women supporting under one roof just simply means that these women have quick access to therapy versus the 6-month waits that we were experiencing. I'm really excited about it because it cuts down on the stress that these women have. We're providing all of the support under one roof.
When we change the trajectory and we break the cycle of poverty for women, that ultimately changes the future for their families and our communities.
The biggest impact I see that the fund has had on women and girls is courage. Courage to try something different and being the best that they can, having that support to do things that they never thought they could do or were told that they couldn't do.
Thanks to an ever-growing pool of donors and estate gifts, a fund for women has impacted thousands of lives and continues empowering women and girls to invest in themselves, their families, and their futures.
When you're dealing with women and you really get to know them, you know that they're always trying to make the world better.
My mother passed away in May of 2018. I wanted to do something so her name would continue because she taught me that to whom much is given, much is required. So the fund that I started is named after her, the Nora Lee Moore Fund for a Fund for Women. This fund will support women and girls in this community that I call home forever.
You know, if you have a passion for changing the world for the better, it's your responsibility as a caring person committed to the common good to do something about it.
It's important that everybody realize that they can be a philanthropist as long as they have a passion.
And it doesn't matter if someone gives $2 or $2 million. It all makes a difference.
A Fund for a Woman is making a difference, and I'm glad that this organization is in the forefront to help out other women and children in the community.
Women empower other women, and that's what this fund will continue to do.
What thrilled me was seeing this idea of I can be a philanthropist being born in so many women. That's what I think is important.
We are so thankful to the remarkable women and generous donors who realized this vision 30 years ago and moved beyond conversations to create lasting change through the power of collective philanthropy.
As we come together collectively with one goal, and that is to support women and girls in Dane County.
When women and girls thrive, everyone thrives.
Congratulations again to A Fund for Women. I'd like to thank everybody who participated in the video and all who formed, led, and invested in A Fund for Women over the last 30 years. You are creating brighter futures for women and girls today and brighter futures for generations to come. Please join me in another round of applause. Well, we're at the end of the evening. As I close tonight's event, I want to remind you that your parking is covered. You don't need your wallet when you leave, but you do need your ticket. And so as you are heading out to your car, make sure you have your ticket ready. We will have attendants at the gates. They will slip your ticket in and then the voucher behind it. So FYI on that. I'd like to offer my sincere personal thanks to our sponsors for their generous support, to our board, our staff, and our committee members. They work hard all the time to make this community better, and they have their hearts into it, and I want you to know how much I appreciate it. And I want to thank each of you for being here tonight, for stepping forward, and for creating the future. Enjoy the rest of your evening and have a safe drive home.